If you happen to be a big fan of otters, act fast. Santa Fe's chatty otters are saying goodbye to their longtime home at the college's teaching zoo. The 7 Asian small-clawed otters will have a new home at the Memphis Zoo. The otters were a part of an interspecies communication program called Fluent Pet. Using a system of recordable buttons, animals are able to communicate basic needs with humans. If you haven't gotten the chance to see the otters or speak to the otters, don't worry. March 2nd and 3rd will be the last day for zoogoers to see them. They will make their way to the Tennessee Zoo on March 5th.
Just a couple of hours. Crew 10's flight will set the stage for astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams to come back home. Once they get the new crew familiar with the space station, SpaceX will prepare a return flight for them. In the past couple of months, we've seen 2 failed test launches of SpaceX's Starship, a flight that hopes to one day bring the astronauts to Mars. If launch conditions for today's flight aren't ideal, a backup launch time is set for tomorrow night.
1 year ago, Baltimore's iconic Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed after a large cargo ship struck one of its pillars. The crash killed 6 construction workers working on the bridge. The National Transportation Safety Board is working on its final report, and investigators recently said that Maryland Transportation Authority never evaluated the bridge's risk for collision or collapse. But based on guidance from the American Association of State Highway and Transportation officials, the bridge was above their acceptable level of risk.
We came to pay homage to the ones who paid the ultimate price of their lives on that fateful day.
The bridge was almost 30 times greater than the risk threshold, 30 times greater.
Public schools, you may want to know about a recent memo about immigration officers in the district. Under the district's policy, ICE can detain students without a warrant or parental consent for questioning. Parents have the opportunity to speak about this matter at the school board meeting. Allies of the immigrant community say ICE's presence may create stress for students and parents, no matter their immigration status. Gainesville Immigrant Neighbor Inclusive Initiative members are outraged at the lack of transparency.
We all would like some pretty basic standards of asking for warrants and parental consent on who's speaking with our children.
The district sent out a memo due to the recent changes to immigrant enforcement. The school board of Alachua County meeting happens at 6 p.m.
Cooler temperatures cause bats to enter torpor, a state of temporary hibernation. The bats won't forage in this state, leaving populations of night-flying insects like mosquitoes and beetles running rampant. Agent in Natural Resources Shelley Johnson emphasizes how this can impact businesses across the country.
They're predators for all of these insects that otherwise we have to spend, literally billions of dollars across the U.S. to put out pesticides and to have crops lost to these pests, and bats are providing that service for us.
The bats will begin to return to typical behavior during the warmer months, and we're told because the bats aren't active now, you may see more bugs around and less bats at sunset.
Lawyers for the state filed a notice in the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in a motion in district court seeking a stay of the ruling during the appeal. In 2023, a judge ruled unconstitutional discrimination for a state law that barred the use of puberty blockers and hormone therapy to treat children with gender dysmorphia. The law made it harder for transgender adults to access this care. Governor Ron DeSantis recently disputed the effect.
Paying to park is going to be enforced in downtown Gainesville. Drivers will have to pay up to 50 cents an hour on street spaces with a 2-hour time limit. The only times this rule won't be in place is on weekends and city-observed holidays. Some drivers are already receiving parking citations because of these changes. Terry Brooks, a vendor to businesses in downtown, worries that this could affect his line of work.
I mean, it's definitely going to get in the way. It's a little inconvenient.
In Southwest Parking Garage, you can purchase monthly and quarterly permits up to $100. Business owners say they are losing business during the week. City commissioners are encouraging drivers to park further away to spend less.